So before we talk a little more about the team to wrap up, and then if anyone has questions, we'll take those from the audience here in a few moments. I wanted to talk about the Republican National Convention. It was hosted in your building, and I'd just love to hear your perspective, how it went, what led up to it, what challenges it presented to you guys, if any.
Well, I'll tell you what, I think, so when we sat down as a community and the leadership here, and I was fortunate enough to be part of those discussions, it was really, do we want to do this? Because you have to raise a lot of money, like $60 million. It's a lot of money, right, to have it here. And you have to have everybody working together, the business community, the political community, the civic community, the foundation community, all of that. And it was really about changing the dialogue on Cleveland. Yes, there's a $400 million economic impact, and there's a lot of great impacts there, but this was about changing the dialogue on Cleveland on a national and international basis. So you have the second largest media event in the world, 15,000 media, 50,000 people, second only to the now going Summer Olympics, which has 21,000 media. And so that was the opportunity. So, and guess what? It's at the Q. So it's in our building. So we were front and center with every aspect of it. And I will say this on, first of all, with our partners at the Republican National Convention, but we were finalists for the DNC as well. We got offered the RNC first. And they were terrific partners. Typically, they have 6 to 8 weeks to be able to put this on. They knew the risk, which is a good one, that if we went to the finals, it would actually cut down to what turned to be 4 weeks for them to be able to produce and make this happen. So it was an absolute sprint. So we went all the way to the finals. They had 4 weeks to build out this amazing city, which was around the Q. And you know what? There was a lot of angst, I think, for all those here who were in Cleveland when that was going on. There was a lot of things going on around the world, in Europe, and in Baton Rouge, and Dallas, and Orlando, and unfortunately, when you have a visible event like this, it becomes a prime target sometimes for not so good things to potentially happen. And the cooperation for all the parties, it was a love fest. It was a Cleveland love fest, and I think the one theme that resonated out of that, the real winner out of all of it was Cleveland. And for most people, which is all we had hoped for at the end of the day, was most people either don't think about Cleveland, or their images of Cleveland in black and white with the river on fire in the background. And we totally turned the heads of all the media that were here and people who visited here about this is an unbelievable destination, and why does everybody talk so negatively about Cleveland? And I think when you couple that with the NBA Finals, so you have here one of the biggest media events in the world, believe it or not, NBA, 215 countries, over 1 billion people watching, consuming each game, okay? When you think about that, coupled with the second largest media event in the world, we had three months of adrenaline that took place, and the Q was at the epicenter of all that. So our team did an absolutely stunning job in helping pull that off and make it happen. And now that it's all in the rearview mirror, it's hard to believe, because I think for 2 years, it's all we all talked about as a community about can't wait for it to happen. And by the way, there was a tremendous catalyst for our community to get things done, like Public Square, or the headquarters hotel with the Hilton, or many other projects, the roads getting paved around the Q, all that stuff, all got done, and it's spectacular, the result we have now and the momentum we have going forward.